Have you ever walked into a crowded room and suddenly felt your heart just absolutely pounding against your ribs? You know the feeling, right? Your palms get damp, your mind starts racing through literally everything that could go wrong. And in that moment, you just kind of want to disappear into the floorboards. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're acting as your supportive guide to gracefully overcoming social anxiety. We're going to walk through 7 practical research-backed tools to help you reclaim your calm. Right off the bat, I want to emphasize something absolutely crucial. You are far from alone in this, and more importantly, you are not broken. Social anxiety is incredibly common. It's a temporary pattern we can change together, definitely not some permanent personality flaw. Think of it like a passing storm system, not the permanent climate of your mind. So many of us suffer in silence, thinking we're just wired to be too shy. But we're going to change that narrative today, so you can show up as your authentic self. Okay, let's look at tool number 1, naming your social anxiety. We're pulling anxiety right out of the shadows. See, anxiety absolutely thrives in the darkness of avoidance and denial. It's kind of like a monster in the closet. The moment you shine a flashlight right on it, it instantly shrinks. And simply acknowledging what you're feeling, that's your flashlight. There's this concept called affect labeling. It's the simple act of naming an emotion. And what's really wild is how saying "I am feeling anxious" acts like a literal volume dial for your brain. Neuroscience backs us up. When you actively name the fear, you directly cool down your amygdala. That's your brain's fear center. You're creating this immediate psychological distance between you and that overwhelming sensation. This brings us to a huge paradigm shift. Internalize this distinction. You are not an anxious person. You are a person experiencing anxiety in this moment. You are the sky, and anxiety is just a dark cloud passing through. It's not a fixed, scary identity. A great trick here is to carry a little notebook and rate your anxiety from 1 to 10. Over time, you'll literally prove to yourself that these feelings just naturally rise and fall while you stay totally steady. Moving on to tool number 2, resetting your nervous system. We need some immediate biological triage here. Because when anxiety spikes, it's like someone mashed the accelerator on a car. Your breathing gets shallow, flooding your body with stress hormones. We need to reach for the emergency brake. In your breath, that is the ultimate remote control for your biology. Enter the 478 technique. Step 1, inhale quietly through your nose for 4 counts. Step 2, hold it for 7. Step 3, exhale completely through your mouth for 8 counts. This is basically a secret weapon. You can use it anywhere to instantly flip your body switch from fight or flight to rest and digest. Do this a few times in your car or even right at a dinner table. No one's going to notice. It physically forces your parasympathetic nervous system, your built-in calm switch, to turn on. Okay, number 3, shifting the mental spotlight. Having social anxiety feels exactly like standing center stage with a blinding, harsh spotlight right on your face. You feel like everyone is analyzing every single word I say and every gesture I make. But here's the trick. Look at this comparison between inward and outward focus. When you take that harsh spotlight and consciously redirect it outward onto others with genuine curiosity, your own self-consciousness just naturally fades into the background. Try setting an intention to learn one interesting thing about someone else. Ask yourself, what's their day really like? You shift from the stressful, high-stakes performance mode into a relaxed, curious listening mode. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I say something stupid or anxious brains love? And I mean love to spin out into these catastrophic what-if scenarios. It's like you've got a Hollywood movie director in your head pitching the absolute worst disaster films about your upcoming social event. What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm boring? It's so easy to spiral into overwhelming self-doubt that makes us just want to hide under the covers. And you've probably noticed that forcefully, trying to silence those loud thoughts, it usually just makes them shout even louder. So instead of fighting them, put those fears on trial using these 3 cognitive behavioral therapy questions. How likely is this to actually happen? If it did, how would I cope? And will this matter in a week, a month, or a year? Write down your absolute worst-case scenario and put it on the witness stand. You'll quickly realize that the bad outcome is highly unlikely, totally survivable, and honestly, super temporary. Number 4, building micro-exposure habits. Listen, you have to treat your comfort zone exactly like a muscle. It needs tiny, consistent micro-workouts, not some massive heavy lifting that leaves you traumatized. Avoidance just fuels anxiety, but forcing yourself into a massive crowd right away isn't necessarily brave. It can actually reinforce the fear. We got to start small. Check out these examples of tiny, manageable microdoses of exposure. Make eye contact and smile at one stranger today. Ask your barista how their morning is going. Send a quick voice note instead of a text, or just show up to a small gathering for exactly 20 minutes and then leave. Each tiny win safely builds neural evidence for your brain saying, "Hey, we survived this." Social spaces aren't dangerous, and your comfort zone naturally, organically expands. And that brings us to number 5, daily habits for quick relief. Think about elite athletes. They don't just walk onto the field cold, right? They prepare and they recover. You should treat your social interactions the exact same way. Here is a practical daily checklist from immediate nervous system relief. First up, your pre-game confidence ritual. Spend just 2 minutes doing a power pose, hands on hips, chin lifted. Put on a song that makes you feel literally unstoppable. Repeat a mantra like, "I belong in every room I enter." This 5-minute routine creates predictability in unpredictable situations. It signals safety to your brain, making your shoulders finally drop so you can breathe. The social interaction ahead suddenly feels way less threatening. But the work isn't over when you leave the party. You need a post-social recovery ritual to break the cycle of harsh rumination. Take 10 minutes to just decompress without any self-judgment. Jot down one thing that went well, even if it's literally just "I stayed for 30 minutes." Make yourself some herbal tea or take a warm shower. This is your cool-down stretch. It trains your brain to associate socializing with balanced reflection and self-compassion. I want you to really absorb this quote. Transformation happens in layers, not leaps. As you practice these new habits, remember, you're simply learning a new skill. It's like building a sturdy brick house. You lay one brick at a time. It isn't a magical leap, and feeling a bit anxious at first is completely 100% normal. Progress is going to build slowly over time. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder. Which of these tiny, manageable tools will you actually practice today? The world truly needs your unique perspective. You are not too awkward and you are definitely not broken.